So, Big Time Rush. I like them. Clearly. Yeah, I think it's no secret if you know me that this is like my favorite band of all time. That's why in today's video, I'm gonna be going over all of their songs and tier ranking them. So homies and homettes, let's dive right in.
Okay, so on the tier list here we have on repeat. These are the best of the best. The greats, good, which is like the average tier, shuffle, like if it comes on and shuffle, I'll keep it on, but I'm not going out of my way to select it. And then the songs I don't listen to. We have all of their songs on here. I'm not including the unreleased ones for obvious reasons. Let's just get something out of the way real quick. Let's just do this real quick. And there we go. Okay. Maybe. No. There we go. Okay, now we can start it. I don't know why. The movie, I tried watching it after I watched the entire series, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me at all. But other than that, let's start off with their original album, and then we'll work from oldest to newest. Big Time Rush, I'm gonna put in good. Being the theme song, I'd say it's like the most okay song they probably have. It is a great theme song for the show, I will say, but I don't think I could put it any higher, but I also don't believe it deserves anything lower. Stuck, I'm pretty sure, was one of their bonus songs on the first album, and I gotta say it's on shuffle. I think this song actually is pretty well liked amongst BTR fans, at least when I went to their concert in Phoenix. A lot of people liked it. It's just not entirely for me. I will listen to it if it comes in on shuffle, but I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way selecting it. Famous, I don't really listen to all that much. Same with like Any Kind of Guy. Let me get some of the other ones out here. City is Ours and Big Night. I'd say these are like the quadruple like B tier songs on this first album. I feel like all these songs kind of go together. They're all played very early on in the TV show. I'm just not a huge fan of any of them. I definitely say out of all of their albums, the first one is definitely the weakest, and I do think they get better as the albums go on. But that by no means means that the first album is bad, because there's a couple of songs in here that I really do like. I'm also gonna put Oh Yeah and This Is Our Someday and Don't Listen To. I do have them on my playlist, and if they do come in on shuffle, I'll listen to like maybe the first minute of them. But these are also two songs I'm not going out of my way to listen to. Like I said, I just don't think this first album is particularly very strong. Boyfriend is their most popular song, but I am gonna put it in good. I just recently started listening to it a little bit more. It's like the most stereotypical boy band song I think I've ever heard, and I can tell why it's their most popular. It is definitely a very catchy song. Our first song going into the on repeat is Worldwide. I think this is the best song on this album. They could perform this song in so many different ways: live, acoustic, even the regular version, and all of them are amazing. Next is Nothing Even Matters, and I'm gonna put this one in the greats category. Personally, I think this is one of their most danceable songs. I find myself dancing to the chorus of it all the time. This one also, with the fans, gets an incredible fan reaction. When I go to these shows, fans go nuts when they start playing Nothing Even Matters. Halfway There and Count on You, I'm gonna both put in the good category. My brother is actually a huge fan of Halfway There, and it's like one of the only Big Time Rush songs he listens to. Count on You featuring Jordan Sparks, I also recently just started listening to a little bit more. It's more of a slow song, and I am kind of surprised that they haven't played it on tour yet. They most likely will play it on this new tour coming up, since they are playing every song from every episode of the show. Who's gonna sing Jordan Sparks' verses on that song? I think it might be Caitlin Tarver, because I don't think they're going to get Jordan Sparks to go on tour with them just to play one song. Let's finish out the Big Time Rush album. I Know You Know is going to go in good. This was actually one of the first songs that I added to my playlist when I got back into Big Time Rush. I'd say it's probably actually at the top of good, just barely missing out on the greats. And then Till I Forget About You, I'm going to put in the greats. This was my favorite song going into the first concert I went to of Big Time Rush. And crazy enough, that was actually the song that closed out the Can't Get Enough tour back in 2023, which was even more perfect. But like you see, the Big Time Rush album is all over the place. We have songs in on repeat all the way down to Don't Listen To. Definitely their weakest, like I said. But let's get into Elevate now. One of their most underrated songs, in my opinion, out of all the songs they've ever released is You're Not Alone. I'm gonna put this in greats category. This song is very similar to Invisible, I would say, and I could be wrong, but I don't think they've ever played it on tour. They don't play it in this show, so I don't think it's gonna be on this tour that they're going on this year. But James did say he would like to play it on their next tour, which would be this one in 2025. So there's a good chance that they could add it onto the set list, even though they didn't play it in the show. Elevate, we're also going to put in greats. This song, I actually prefer live, I think, more than the studio version. Blow Your Speakers was never actually officially released, but if they are playing every song from every episode on the show this tour, that I do think we're going to get Blow Your Speakers Out for the first time live. That being said, I'm also going to put this in greats. I think after they perform it at this tour in 2025, they are going to officially release it like how they did with Shot in the Dark down here. They played Shot in the Dark live at the Can't Get Enough tour, and then a few months later, after they were done with the tour, they officially released it. So I think that's what they're going to do with Blow Your Speakers, which would be insane, guys. I'm telling you, this song is incredible. They're definitely going to re-record it because that's what they've done with songs like Paralyzed and Shot in the Dark when they re-release them. So I'm interested in seeing what the re-recording sounds like, but if it's anything like the original, it'll be fantastic. They do have 2 versions of Paralyzed on here for some reason. I'm just gonna put the cooler one in greats. It's more of like a rock song and like one of their only rock songs, I would say. This one also wasn't released for like, I think 10, 11 years, and they finally released it back in 2022. Windows Down is in the, I'd say towards the top of good. It's definitely their most summertime song. I actually really wanted to listen to this song while jet skiing in Florida last year for spring break, but yo, jet skiing is like dumb expensive. It's like $90 for 30 minutes of jet ski rental, which is insane. Show Me took me a minute to get in. I'm gonna put this one in greats. If you were to ask me how I feel about the song back in like August, July, I would have had it in Don't Listen To. But this song grew on me a lot, and I think it's because of the live version. The live version is amazing. And same with No Idea, not as good as Show Me, but if you were to ask me how I felt about the song a few months ago, it would also be in Don't Listen To. This song live is what makes it in good. The studio version, I'd probably put it shuffle, but just because the live version is super good and they kill that song live, I'm gonna put it in good. All Over Again, looking back, I don't like it as much as I think I used to. I'm gonna put it at like the bottom of good though. When I went to their concert in Milwaukee, they did play an acoustic version of this song. And looking back at those concert videos, it's not as good as I remember it being. CoverGirl, we're also gonna put in shuffle. There was a time where I was gonna put it in good, but it's just, I don't know. I'm more into like the more upbeat music, not like the slower songs like CoverGirl. Love Me, I'm also gonna put in good, probably towards the top, above No Idea. Super fast paced song, and this song live also bangs. If I Ruled the World, I love just doing the dance to the chorus, but I'm gonna put it at the bottom of good probably. The live version is definitely better than the studio version of this. Our second song in the on repeat category is Invisible. I really fell in love with this song when they performed it live on the Can't Get Enough tour. Just the way it was performed with James coming up out of the stage on the piano singing it was amazing. It can be slow at sometimes, but it can also be upbeat, which I like that combination of both. This song is one of the songs I will scream in my car unapologetically. Time of Our Life, I'm gonna put in greats, even though it's probably the song I listen to the least in this greats category. Superstar, they're gonna play for the first time live in I don't even know how long this summer. I'll put this one in the bottom of good as well. And then Music Sounds Better With You, I feel like I like it more and more every single time I listen to it. This one's also gonna go in the greats. A lot of these songs, that took me like a while to get into them. Like when I first listened to them, I was like, it's kind of a song, I'll skip it. Then I came back around to it and I was like, yo, why is this song actually like low-key so good? Okay, now we're gonna get into 24/7, which I think has some of their weakest songs, but also some of their best songs. Like, let me just get some of these out of the way. Love Me Again, don't listen to. Lost in Love, don't listen to. Like Nobody's Around, don't listen to. Untouchable, don't listen to. Just Getting Started actually is probably the most recent song I just picked up again from Big Time Rush, which is kind of crazy because like after listening to him for about a year and a half, that's when I actually was like, oh, you know, Just Getting Started's a kind of a good song. And I think I like it because I imagine it being like the opener for their tour, even though they don't play this in the show, so they most likely won't play it on this tour. But this song opening up a show for Big Time Rush would be perfect, obviously, because it's called Just Getting Started. Run Wild and Na Na Na, I think, are both gonna go into shuffle. They're just okay songs. The little snippet that Carlos plays on the Forever tour of Na 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 is pretty good, I will say. I wish he would have played the full version because then it might have been moved up to the good category. Run Wild wasn't a TV show, so they will perform it live. I'm not sure if it's gonna be for the first time ever. I don't know the set lists from the earlier shows back in like the early 2010s. Get Up, I'm gonna put at the top of Don't Listen To, which doesn't really make sense because it's in the Don't Listen To, but it is the song I will maybe check out of all of these. Song For You, greats. I love dancing to the chorus of this one. It's also super catchy. Crazy For You, I'm super excited to hear this version live. I do believe they're gonna do an acoustic version of it, just because in the show when they play this song, they play it on a ukulele, so I'm positive Carlos is gonna break out the ukulele and play crazy for you. Picture This I'm gonna put in shuffle. Definitely one of the more weaker songs on 24/7, but still it's in my playlist, and if it comes on, I might listen to it. Now, for Confetti Falling, this might be my favorite song by Big Time Rush. It's just such a perfect song to me. I mean, it can get me emotional for some reason. I just love how upbeat it is, and when I listened to this song for the first time in concert, I had like no idea what the lyrics were, but I was still jamming out to it. So I can't wait to hear it live this summer and actually know what the lyrics are. Amazing, I'm gonna put in Greats. If you were to ask me what I thought about Amazing, like, I don't know, 5 months ago, it would have been a don't listen to. And I don't even know why I started listening to it, because I don't even think I listened to the live version before this and was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to the studio version and see if I like that. I think I just like turned it on one day and I loved it. 24/7 is also going to go in the greats. This one, I will say, was probably in my top 5 back in 2023 when I first got back into Big Time Rush. And then We Are, the last song they play on the TV show. We're going to put in Good. This song, when they play it live this summer, I am expecting a lot of people to cry. I don't think I will, but yo, it's gonna get emotional up in that bitch. Christmas songs, we'll get these done quick. All I Want for Christmas Is You, great, and then Beautiful Christmas, great. They're good Christmas songs. That's all I can really say about them. Now, they did go on a little bit of a singles run when they first came back as a band, starting off with Call It Like I See It. I'm gonna put Call It Like I See It at the top of greats, but Call It Like I See It is just, I love dancing to this song. Like, the chorus is so danceable. It gets me moving, and y'all, again, unapologetically, I'm grooving to this song. A lot of their singles I wasn't a fan of for the longest time, especially like Not Giving You Up, which now, y'all, I'm gonna put it in the top of greats. I will say the most danceable song they probably have, in my opinion, is Fall. Y'all, I'm telling you, every single beat of this song I am moving to. And then also Honey is probably the second most danceable song that they have, in my opinion. Dale Paya, don't listen to, like their only single I don't listen to. And then Suave, I'm gonna put the bottom of Good, just barely missed out on shuffle. I think it's just because I can't understand like half the lyrics in these songs. Okay, let's do Only One real quick. Only One, I'm gonna put at the top of greats. I think we might at the end move some of these at the top of greats into best of the best. We'll get there when we get there, but it is kind of crazy to say they released only one song in 2024 and it's called Only One. Now let's get into Another Life. Another Life is my favorite album of all time from any artist. I literally have Another Life tattooed on my body because of how much I love this album. All the songs on this album are gonna be in the top of Good or above. I'll put the ones in Good right now, like Brand New and Work For It. These songs I believe are the weakest on the album, but I'll still listen to them. They're not bad. Brand New I like a little bit more than Work For It, even though Brand New was the last song I finally caught on to from Another Life. Your Way I'm also gonna put in Good. Can't Get Enough. Recently, I think just got back into my top 5. I could listen to the opening of the Can't Get Enough tour over and over again. It's so cool just watching them come up on the stage with all the smoke coming around and then all the lights like pulsing on them. It is, pardon my French, but fucking awesome. Forget You Now, I'm gonna put it in greats. Just because I'm putting it at the bottom doesn't mean it's at necessarily the bottom, but I like Forget You Now a lot. I think this is actually one of their first songs they started recording for their new album Another Life. If you go back and watch the Miami tapes, I think Forget You Now is actually going to be a single, but then they just included it on Another Life. Besides Love Me Again, I would definitely say Superstitious is their most horny song. Still very good though. I won't complain. I think Waves might actually be their favorite song from this new album. It's one of the only songs from the new album that got a music video. They played it on both tours they just had in 2023 and 2024. Waves and Weekends I feel like are twins, low-key. Weekends is the other song that got a music video from Another Life. A very good music video, by the way. The saxophone in Party All the Time makes it stand out from every other song I think they've ever released. The lyrics are very good, but the beat to this song is phenomenal, probably one of my favorites. Two songs that mean a lot to me, Ask You Tonight and Another Life. Let's start with Another Life. Another Life is also kind of another reason why I got this tattoo, the album and the song both. The message in this song is awesome. It's not even one of my favorite songs on the album. I would actually go as far to say it's probably one of their weaker songs on Another Life, but the message in it is what brings me close to it. And then Ask You Tonight means a lot to me. I'm also gonna put this one in like the top of greats. This song means a lot to me because it was the first song I heard from Big Time Rush when they got back together as a band. They had already been back together for around 2 years, I would say, at the point, but I didn't know that. And then one day on TikTok, I saw them recording Ask You Tonight in the studio, and I was like, that song sounds pretty good. And this was also like a day or two before they released the album, and so I was like, I'm gonna go check out that album. Started with Ask You Tonight, listened to the rest of it, fell in love with it, bought a ticket to their concert like 6 hours away in Milwaukee, and the rest is history. Let's finish this off quick. A Weeknd's acoustic, I'm gonna put in greats. I think I like this more than the normal version of Weeknd's, I will say. A lot of people like Learn to Love, and honestly, I like it too, but I'm gonna put it at the top of good. Like I said, a lot of people like this song, I'm pretty sure. It's just not up there super high for me. And then another one of their most underrated songs of all time, Dream World, I'm going to put at the top of greats. Doesn't get as much love as it deserves. I really want to hear this song live, but I don't think we're gonna hear it live at this tour this summer. Finally, to end it off, Shot in the Dark, best of the best. Both the original and the newer one, I would say, are both in best of the best. I'm pretty sure that song came out in one of the season 1 episodes, and then they didn't release it till 2023, so like, what, 13, 12 years later? But there you guys have it. Here's the final list of all of the Big Time Rush songs ranked. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Again, engagement farming as finest. I'll put the link to this tier maker in the description so you guys can make your own. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos like these, hit the subscribe button, leave a tiny little thumb. Thank you. Bye-bye.